stories and hope that we can be a place of education to teach others about the ongoing harm caused by colonialism. I would like to now invite Ruben George from the Tsleil-Waututh Nation to start us off in a good way.
ACM, my beloved relations. You know, I usually talk about what a welcome is. It's giving people permission to conduct their business in accordance to our law. Our law, of course, Salish law is truth, family, health, and culture. Then all those fundamental teachings that are applied to it, like love and honor and respect and dignity. Carry yourself that way and you could conduct yourself that way. How it turns into our law in this Western way of living is, you know, our Tsleil-Waututh, one of our companies, does 500 referrals a year. So anyone building in our traditional territory, they need a Tsleil-Waututh Nation permit. And then we do our own dig to see if there's any remains, or we do a historical study, we do environmental study, then we give them a permit. For example, people that weren't welcome here, that didn't get a permit, like Kinder Morgan and Trans Mountain Pipeline, we sued them, and we kicked Kinder Morgan out of our country. So that's how important our law is. And but how I know Terrence though is different, and how I think of him is different. I know Terrence. I know you mainly from ceremony, and my son, he's going through this really bad growing pains. He just had this intense pain on his back, and there's not much he could do. But when we went to the sweat, and Terrence said, I could fix that. And I believe it was cedar pows that you got, and you put them on the red hot lava rocks. And they put it on my son's back, and kept on doing that. And then, you know, within an hour leaving the sweat, he goes, my back, no more pain. And it never came back, even though he was young and he was still growing a lot. But I'm saying that because I think of the carvings that my brother does and what is a part of. You look at something like this, and you look at the fine detail, and I was looking at the very top, and I see Terrence's work like that. You're using hand tools a lot. You know, of course, use other tools too, but I imagine for something that Terrence creates, you'd be cutting it probably thousands and thousands of times to create this design. And when you do that, I can't help but to think the relationship that you build with that tree. Because in ceremonies, like I traveled all over the world, and I was lucky enough to pray with, and way out in the outback in the middle of nowhere in Australia. I went in Central America, way deep in the jungle like Brazil, Southeast Asia, even in Europe. Right all over the world, and they always do the same thing. They use fire, earth, water, and sky in every single one of their ceremonies. And we use a lot of cedar, like this beautiful cedar behind us. We use a lot of it. And so when we use it, what it's teaching us is not only to use it to cleanse ourselves, because we burn the cedar and it cleanses us, but we encourage people to have a relationship with it, understand it, know the characteristics of it and all the other trees. And when you start to know that, you grow to have a reciprocal relationship of spirit to those things. Because he does art like this, I believe, bro, you have a reciprocal relationship to the tools that you use, and also to the tree that you use. And you had it to the degree that when my son was suffering, you took that relationship you had with it, and you helped my son with his pain. And that to me is really important, and that's what we're missing in the world. Like Tsleil-Waututh, we live by that law. Going back to TMX and Kinder Morgan, we did a 1,200-page assessment, a spill analysis, a clean analysis. We did multiple economics studies, and because the price per barrel fluctuated so much, but it was all based on our law, what I'm talking about, truth, family, health, and culture. Because when you do something like this, and you utilize it in a ceremony, there's enlightenment that comes with it. There's enlightenment. And when you have that enlightenment, you'll do something with that enlightenment, and that's what Terrence does by sharing his art. That's why it's so beautiful. I make drums. My drums aren't the fanciest, and but I put my heart and soul into it, and people want them. And you'll see his art with the art and soul in it, and that's because of the relationship that he has with it, and all of our artists have with it. When they're displaying this here for you today, you'll hear him talk about his art. He'll talk about the spirit that he put into it, and you can see it. You can see the characteristics of the different art that they have, that they created, that has a spirit in it. And that's what we believe. Because if you look at any one of those ceremonies, they use fire, earth, water, and sky. Just like a smudge, you grab a fire and grab some cedar and you burn it and smoke comes out of it. But what that smoke represents is a spirit. And you take that spirit and you cleanse yourself with it. That's what they do in church with candles. That's what they do in ashrams with incense. It's the same thing. But we're forgetting enlightenment. And the art will teach us that. The art can teach us enlightenment, and I believe that's what you'll see today from my brother. So on behalf of Squamish, Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, my mom's Tsleil-Waututh, that's where I'm from. My dad's Squamish, and I have a lot of really beautiful relatives in Musqueam. I welcome you, brother, Terrence. I welcome you for the beautiful work that you did and what you continue to do and how you represent yourself in a really good way. You're always welcome here as a brother to my family, to my community. And because you're friends with him, I guess I'll welcome you too. No, I do. But blessings to you all, and thank you. And sorry, I gotta go. I got a meeting in Abbotsford at 8 o'clock, and I have to go meet some chiefs. There's a meeting up there. But love and blessings to each and every one of you, and soak this up tonight. It's a good night. It's a night of celebrating all this beautiful work. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruben. So Spirit of the Ancestors is a retrospective of Terrence Campbell's lifelong career. Terrence has been working as an artist for the last 40 years now, exploring the mediums of carving, painting, printmaking, and since the 1980s has developed his practice as a jeweler. His artwork is typically found in commercial galleries, and this exhibition marks the first that is solely a retrospective of his work. The title of the exhibition, Spirit of the Ancestors, is inspired by Terrence's ancestors as he continues to feel guided by them through his practice and feels that it is deeply connected to the spirit world. What makes Terrence's work so distinct is the blend of Southwestern and Northwest Coast style of jewelry that brings together the two cultures so uniquely and is rarely seen. His jewelry is recognizable by the extraordinary blend of tufa-casted silver and turquoise pieces incorporated with tall-tan and tlingit designs. Terrence learned the tufa casting technique from Rick Charlie, a renowned Navajo jeweler. This exhibition is truly rooted in the love and appreciation of Terrence's nation and growth as a jeweler, carver, and designer. His practice continues to grow and inspire many other artists, contemporary jewelers working today, and we are thrilled to be able to feature his artwork in this solo exhibition. I would now like to invite Terrence up to speak and share a couple words with us.
Aho! Welcome everybody for my first show, and I'm going to open it up and blow the eagle whistle for each and every one of you here today, and for your families, your relatives. So give me a minute, and I'm going to say a prayer, and I'm going to make sure everybody feels his ego. Aho! celebration. I'd like to start off by thanking the Bill Reed Gallery and all the people that helped and all the people that supported me for the last 45 years. Maybe they're not here or not, but that's okay. So, but I'm just really happy to see all these new faces I haven't seen before, and all the ones I grew up with, the ones that I've associated with here in Vancouver, and many other places. So, and it's a big honor to come to this gallery. I've never had one, and I thought, you know what? My sister Dale Campbell, she said she had one here, and she's sitting over here. She's a big part of my life. Anyway, so I said to her, I said, so how does that work? She explained everything, how it worked, and I thought to myself, wow, man, this is what I want, you know. And so, and it turned out, I got a hold of Leah here, and we sat down together, and we talked about what was going on in my life and what I do, and so everything came together really nice, actually. And I went and looked at the show before everybody came, and I went, wow, this is nice. They did a really good job. You gotta give her a hand. And everybody that helped her, very good job. So, anyways, I wanna welcome all the elders, the matrices, the chiefs, my family, my friends, and anybody else that came here today. Masi Cho, I really appreciate it. So, in my life, I was born, and when I was born, I was passed down doctor medicine, and I had no idea. What happened was, my grandfather, at Zertz's side, he passed on 100 years ago, and he passed it on to me without me knowing. But that's okay though. So my life went on. So my ancestral spirit started then. And then when I was 10, my great-great-grandmother, I think she was 100 and something, anyways, she was a herbal doctor, and she sat me down, and she went, Kofke, come here, sit here. I looked at her, Mom, what'd she send me? She goes, I don't know, shut up, sit down. So I said, oh, okay, Mom. So I ran over, I sat down beside her, and she put her arm around me, and she said, Kofke, I'm going to tell you all the herbs that I know. So one day, you're going to use them to heal people. And I looked at her and went, what? She goes, be quiet now. I'm going to start talking. So she went on for over an hour. And I'm looking at her. Geez, am I supposed to remember all this stuff? Anyways, that's not the point. It was all there when I decided that was it. The drugs, alcohol, abuse that I did for 25 years. So I was no saint either. That's the way it was. And so it was preparing me for today, to who I am today. So when I go out there today, I talk to people that have alcohol problems, drug problems, abuse problems. I know how to take care of it. I know how to talk to them. So everything came together kind of like that. And so, so that was the beginning of my life in the spirit world, ancestors. So I thought, you know what? This is going to be this show has to be called Spirit of the Ancestors. So, and it all connected with what I do in my art. It's all done with the Taltan Tlingit stories that we follow, me and my sister Dale. And we follow it like a Bible. And that's makes you that traditional person that you really are in your life. So everything like that, it all adds up to one day at a time. Nothing happens overnight. so that's how it started. And then at the age of 15, Dempsey Bob, who's a Taltan from the same nation that I'm from, he invited me to a Native Art a class in the Friendship Center. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go try it. So it was only for a week. And so I did my first design. He says, okay. He says, you're a wolf? You need to do a wolf design. I said, oh, okay. So he explained everything. He showed us stuff. So I did one. Then I designed it, I painted. He looked at it and goes, okay, that's nice. Now you got to carve it. I said, oh, okay. So he helped me with that. and it sort of went on for the whole week. And it was good because it was the beginning of my art career. And at the time, well, 15, you know, I was still partying, you know, and chasing girls and stuff like that. So I kind of lost it after that until I reached 22. And then my sister Dale pulled me aside and she goes, "Brother, you need to start art with me now." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You're ready now." She said, "You did it when you're 15 and you did a good job." So I said, "Oh, okay." So I started with her at the age of 22, and we carried on we're still working together as carvers on totem poles and, you know, designs, stuff like that. And so that went on till, you know, I did my first mask, and so I was working away on it with a mallet and a chisel, and I went right through, and I put a big chunk out of my leg. And I'm gonna look it down and go, what am I supposed to do now? There's a hole in the mask. So I ran from my house all the way to my sister's, look, with the mask and the piece of chisel in my hand, and I forgot about my leg. It was bleeding all the way down, and I got there, she goes, "What happened to your leg?" I said, "I put a hole in the mask." She goes, so she said, "Well, we better take care of that first. You can fix the mask later." So that's how, you know, at the age of 22, and then it just carried on from there, and then we got a project at the museum to do a pole for the carving center. There was me, her, and Alvin Atkins, I believe, yeah, Alvin Atkins. And so we worked on that, and there was another piece of pole in the back, and I wanted to do my own pole. So I went and asked Ron Denman at the museum, "Is it okay to take that?" He goes, "Oh yeah, just take it if you want to carve some." So I ended up carving an 8-footer at the same time we did this 25-footer. And so that was the first poles that I ever did with my sister Dale. And she helped me finish off that pole too, the 8-footer. So we became continuously working together. And so after that, we decided, well, let's just keep on doing it. And then we got another contract for Hong Kong, and that was a big one. And so we were carving at the P&E, and what happened was, I think it was Brian Maroney, he sent somebody looking for poles, and they happened to see ours pole that we were working on, and they said, "Well, is this one for sale?" And I said, "Yeah, we're selling it." He goes, "Well, Brian Maroney wants to buy it for Hong Kong as a present." We went, "What?" "Oh, that sounds nice, it sounds good." And they go, "Well, it's on for 5 weeks. We want you to go there, carve another pole after we buy this one, and be there for 5 weeks, and everything's paid for." I went, "Oh, wow, what a blessing that is." So we were there for 5 weeks, working on the 8-footer, and it was a Canadian festival, and it was open for all that time, 5 weeks. And so we spent carving in, I think it was an industrial metal factory outside, but it was like 110 degrees. We went, "Wow, we can't work here, it's kind of hot." Dale was almost fainting, I was almost fainting. They said, "Okay, we'll put you somewhere else then." "Oh, okay." So they put us in a garage where all these cars were. Well, all the gas was coming out, and we're getting sick from that, and going, "Geez, we need a better place than this." So they got together, and they said, "Okay, we got the final place." And it was called Cochin something, the biggest mall in Hong Kong. So they put us right in the main floor, and everybody's coming by, and they go, "Who's the coffin for?" I go, "Huh? It's not a coffin, it's a totem pole." They didn't have any idea, so we had to explain to them that it was a totem pole. And so then they started understanding. But so that's, you know, it's funny how things work out. So that there was it was a big thing for us, you know, traveling and working together and meeting a lot of different people that never met before, you know. And then so I ran into people, Navajos, and for 10,000 years, the Navajos, they were part of the nation, which is from where I'm from, Athabascan, up north. They were connected to us, but they separated and they went their own ways. And so they talked about it for 10,000 years, and my ancestors talked about it for 10,000 years. And when I connected with a medicine man, it all came together. That we were, that's how connected we were. So he took me in as an apprentice, so I would learn how to doctor people, traditional Navajo way. So this happened for 10 years, first 10 years. And, and then after 10 years, he says, okay, now we have to go to your reservation. And your reservation is where I'm going to pass down the medicine, because that's where that medicine you were passed down from. So I thought, oh, okay. So we went up there, and we did I don't know if anybody's heard of a Native American church. Anyway, so I belonged to that for 35 years. So he said, you need to have a Native American church up there meeting. I said, okay. So I arranged all that, and then Hoya was supposed to bring up a teepee, and we were waiting and waiting, and he got lost somehow. The teepee didn't arrive. So he goes, well, what are we going to do now? I go, well, that's easy. We'll just have a house meeting. So I asked a cousin of mine, can we have it at your place? His name is August Brown, and he'll never forget that day. And he said, yes, we'll have it at my place. So we had it there, and that's when I was passed down first medicine. And then just last August, he passed down another medicine after 10 years. And he said, so this one here, when this is your, this medicine here, he says, after this one, he says, you got 6 more to go. I go, what? Holy moly. I said, well, you think I'm still alive? He goes, starts laughing. He goes, yeah, you'll be still alive. So anyways, that was the beginning of the spirit world for me. And it carries on into my work, where I live, all my friends, you know, and so I'm really happy that everybody made it. So definitely try the moose back there, the smoked salmon, salmon pate. I made it all. So I'm a hunter, I'm a fisherman, so I live a very traditional life. So that's what all I wanted to say today, and I want you to enjoy everything I've done here today. Huh? All my relations.
Thank you so much, Terrence, for sharing. I would now like to invite Randy Tata to do a song for us.
Okay, wow. It's an honor to be here to share with my brother. Terrence and I, we've known each other since we were little rugrats.
Diapers.
Oh, okay, you'll go there. And you know those things back in the old days, you know, those safety pins? I wear this a lot to remind me of my late grandmother. Because I spent a lot of years in Port Edward, just outside of Prince Rupert. And I know Terrence's whole family. And up all along here, and some of them back there, we haven't seen each other for about 40 to 50 years. And my dear friend Audrey here too. Remember her when we were little kids. And Spuddy and Ed, you know, and Vernon back there. And it's, to me, it's like we're all family. We've known each other since we were little kids. And it just blows me away. When we all sober up, we come full circle. Yeah, back in the day, we grew up when we were kids, going to elementary school, Terrence and I and the rest of the guys here. And we decided to go experiment a little bit in the darkness with the alcohol and everything. And
Oh, good.
yeah. Came out of the darkness back into the light. We sobered up, and you know, and we're celebrating the gift of life, the breath of life. And oh, this man, you know, he took me under his wing because I was doing ceremonies too. And he was teaching me his ways, just like the man that mentored him. Now he's mentoring me. Now I'm his fire keeper. You know, and doing sweat lodge ceremonies and doing doctor work on people. It's amazing what the look on people's faces when you do the work on them. you know, and the tears come down. The tears come down slowly. He said, there's still hope for me. I said, just have a little bit of faith and hope. You'll go a long ways. You share your story, and they like to hear your story. Wow, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, this is what we deal with on a regular basis out there. People that are struggling. So we send our prayers out to the ones that are homeless and the ones that are struggling with addictions. I was there myself, you know, but my artwork brought me closer to my culture. I never grew up with my language. I remember a feast when I was little, a celebration of life. All the men, they would dress up in their spouses' clothing, and they come dancing in, bras and panties and everything on their head, and they would make you laugh, and I didn't know that. And I found out later, is we grieve for 1 year. We don't grieve after that, and then the celebration of life. So we all celebrate and laugh in a good way. No more crying. We talk good things about our loved one that's in the spirit world. The memories that they have left us. When our canoe is tipped over, this is when we pull over like here. We all come together for support. So saying that, oh, I'm gonna show you this. This is most of Terrence's work. So it's all up here, as you can see. Yeah. Oh. I'm advertising for Terrence. Well, I saw his turquoise because I had my first turquoise bracelet about 40-something years ago, maybe longer, about 50 years ago. And I've always liked turquoise and blue. And Terrence was doing this stuff, and as you can see, I'm wearing a lot of it. But it's good energy. Turquoise is good for everything, heals everything. And the drum here heals everything, the heartbeat of our mother. This song I'm going to sing for you is the Nisga'a Peace Song. When I'm done here, we're all going to live in peace, walk in peace. There's food back there to fill your bellies, you know, and we start socializing. And I got some catching up to do with my Rupert friends I haven't seen for decades. You know, it's a family reunion. But anyway, here we go. This is the Yangwa. say goodbye, but before I say that, I just want to say on February 28th and March 1st at the P&E Forum, we are celebrating, honoring our Nisga'a New Year celebration, Hobiye. It's when the Ulican fish that came up to our territory, and the salmon and all the other fish that's got us through the winter, our berries back in the day. So we're going to have a big celebration. You're welcome to come. Bring your tribes. Lots of room at the P&E Forum. It's free. Yes, and in my language, I will say, I'll see you again. No goodbyes. Dim ga'at ning. All say that. Dim ga'at ning. That means I will see you again.
Thank you so much, Randy. And just before we wrap up, I'd also like to invite Elaine Jaquesta to share a couple songs with us.
Okay.
You don't have.
Yolanda.
Yonda. Yonda. Welcome. Thank you for bringing your sunshine. The biggest reason why I'm here is because of my mama and my papa. But I'm here to tell everybody that they're worth it. It doesn't matter how young, how old that child is in you. I want you to wake up and know that you're worth it. We come here, we're all worth it. We all are the art piece of Creator. I spoke some good words to these young women. I said, I need to share something with you. And they said, what is that? I said, I would like to tell you, I'd like to speak some good words to the university. And they laughed. And when I said that, what I was telling them was, I want to speak something to see it happen. So I told these young women, I say today to Creator that somebody from Vancouver is going to message me to come sing there. Okay, Elaine, we're going to write it on the calendar, and these good words, you come back when it happens. So I got a text, and the text said, can you come sing in Vancouver? And I said, thank you, university. So I went back to those young women and I told them, and they're like, no freaking way. So I want to tell you, anything you speak, you believe it, it's going to happen. So speak what you want and not what you don't want. No, you have to say the opposite of what you don't want to say. I'm a lot of bit, I am strong. I can get past this. I call upon the university for guidance. Somebody needs to hear this. So I was asked to tell 10 songs. And I was like, Creator, you think I can handle this? Yep. He said, your DNA says tell that. Locked on, all the way. So to all the people here in this unceded land, thank you for honoring me to come here. I feel really proud and I feel strong. So I have a big family. I've been dealing with healing from the passing of my mother and my youngest son. And when I didn't think I could make it, I woke up and Creator was telling me I could make it. So anybody that's going through their grieving, if I can make it, you could make it. I've known Terrence for a lot of special spiritual years. I met him in 2010, and ever since we've been connected, and he doesn't have to speak, I don't have to speak, we understand one another. I always desired to do a drum. I made a drum, and Terrence came visit. And I looked at my drum and it didn't have a picture on it, and then when Terrence came, it had a picture. He said, there, now, get to work. Start painting. And I'm like, they don't have good paints.
That was yesterday.
They don't have good paints in the Yukon. So time elapsed and the picture started fading. And then I came here and Terrence says, get to work. So this time I worked on it. So I say Madu to Terrence for all the teachings that he's given me. So this song is talking about who is your ancestor? Wolf or crow? What is your name? My name is. And it says, really good, I'm doing good. This is very slippery. Okay. This song is called Esedilin Tierakan. Wolf people, we dance all night till daylight. That's pretty serious dancing. Crow people, we dance all night till daylight. That's pretty serious dancing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Giona dana esidilin tierakan. Giona dana esidilin tierakan. Oh, 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 oh. sing. I keep hearing Creator tell me to sing this song. So this is a song that I've written quite a while ago. And it's called Village of the Sun. And it's a vision about Creator's longhouse, and that his heart beats for us, and we're important to him. There is a longhouse in the heart of the village of the sun, and in this village, in the sky,
Trustee Joe.
Give it another round of applause. So just before we wrap up here, we do have a couple people to thank. Our exhibition supporters, the province of BC, City of Vancouver, and the Rosedale on Robson. The gallery would also like to thank all the Billary Gallery staff, board, and volunteers, Dahlia Ewan for graphic design, and Rory Geilander and East Van Vinyl for help with installation. And finally, we would like to thank everybody who is here this evening to help support and celebrate Terrence's exhibition. I'm so grateful that you're all able to join us tonight. The exhibition is upstairs, so after the remarks are finished, you're all welcome to go check out the works upstairs, and there's also, as mentioned, food and beverages at the back. So thank you so much for being here.
So, thank you.